Welcome back, my friends. It is me, Chef Wisdom, here to speak to you today about surviving the kitchen inspection. Surviving the kitchen inspection is one of the most important things that you can do, because if you do not pass your inspection, you cannot stay open. So, with that being said, today's topic is going to show you how to pass the inspection, but not only that, maintain a clean kitchen, a sanitary kitchen, so that an inspection is never a problem. You know how to do it. So sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the video. This section is called violations. And violations can be found in your local newspaper. And they tell everybody in your city what you've done wrong. So you want to make sure you keep your name out of this section of the newspaper. Take a look at some of the slides. You can see people are getting busted for not washing hands, for not having paper towels, raw eggs in a movable cooler. They were on top of pre-cooked, ready-to-eat egg patties. Raw foods must be stored below. We all know that. Look at this violation. There are no paper towels in the men's restroom. Employees need to be able to properly dry their hands after washing. This is necessary to promote good hygiene. The next violation. The owner of the facility had his dog in the bar area. And you know, and I know, that animals are prohibited from being in a food service or retail food establishment. These mistakes are so avoidable if you just use common sense, but most of the time people are in too much of a hurry or a rush to even pay attention to what it is they are not doing. Take this next one, for example. There is excess ice buildup that is on food containers and shelving that is beneath the condenser. The condenser needs to be repaired and the leak fixed. The excess ice is on the food containers and therefore they are contaminated. All you have to do is order a part, and it goes on to say that the owner ordered the part, but it has been on order for 2 weeks. So you mean to tell me that there's not another retail outlet that you could purchase that part from to fix it? Hey. Folks, most of these violations are simple and easy fixes. But the simple matter is, people are too lazy and too busy, supposedly, to do what needs to be done. You do not want your name to end up in this section of the paper, because if it does, you will find you will have nobody to serve food to. This final violation is the one that caught my eye and burnt me the most. The facility does not have thermometers to test the temperature of the food during operation. How will you know if your food is maintaining heat or has been cooked thoroughly? This is how you get people sick. You must keep thermometers on site and test your food with the thermometer all the time. Hey. Look at the inspector's comments. Facility is clean and in good working order. However, they do not know if their food is cooked. Big mistake.
Hello, I'm your inspector for today. Today I'll be going through your kitchen with a fine-tooth comb to see if I can locate any infractions against you. I know this doesn't happen to you every day, but it is something that I do every day, so I know what I'm looking for, and I don't need you to explain why things are out of sorts. Please just stand back and let me do my job.
Whoa, Nelly, is that guy tough? And most inspectors are. It is what they do, day in, day out. Find things wrong with kitchens and upsets people all the time. Remember, they are human just like you and have a job to do. With that being said, I have created some posters that will help you and your staff to know what to do every day, day in, day out, to make sure that when it does come time for a survey, you will pass it with flying colors because you are educated, prepared, and you are putting my steps into action on a daily basis. Take a look. Ready for the inspection. That is what you say. But you must make sure that you are doing these things day in, day out. Take a look at the chart and make sure that you are doing everything properly. Remember, You must keep food labeled, stored in the right place, with dates. Make sure that you keep your kitchen clean. That is how you will pass an inspection with flying colors. Oh, and another very important point is to wash your hands. First, you moisten your hands with water. Wash for 20 seconds using lots of soap, and then be sure to wash them between your fingers, up to your forearms. Remember, rinse thoroughly and dry using a clean, dry paper towel, and throw it away. Be careful not to recontaminate your hands. Folks, this next chart is so common sense. Take a look at it. I don't even need to explain these things to you. If you've worked in the kitchen before, then you know these rules. So look at them. The Food Code. The FDA publishes the Food Code. It is a scientifically sound, technical, and legal basis for regulating the retail and food service segment of the industry. I know that was a lot. What I'm saying is that local, state, and federal regulators use the Food Code as a motto to regulate on all levels. If you do not have the Food Code, go to the website listed below me. Check it out. It's right here. Now, I've prepared for you a menu of food safety, and the menu of food safety will appear here magically on my left in one moment. Check it out. Now, you look at this menu just as you would the food menu. Read it from the top to the bottom. You will see the main courses, the sides, and the finishing touches, which will be the dessert. Take a look at the main courses, and you will see there are explicit instructions on how to handle all foods, cooling requirements, tips for cooling, and also on the temperature of food. The sides, remember, clean and sanitize. The use of chemicals, gloves and hand washing, and storing foods. Pay attention to these things. Go ahead, read them. And the finishing touch, employees. Please read this. This is the most important thing for you to understand. You are the restaurant. The way you look, the way you smell, the way you handle yourself. Check it out. So I think we have a good handle on this. Let's move on to the next subject. Take a look at the next slide that is coming your way. Now, daily habits. These are things that we can do day in, day out, and during an inspection to make sure that we are maintaining a clean kitchen. Wash your hands often and always cover your hair and hands when handling food or utensils that food will be served with. Keep it clean and clean as you go. If you have time to stand around and talk and chit-chat, you have time to clean. And make sure that when you're cleaning, you do not cross-contaminate. Keep your hands clean and keep your kitchen clean. Handle utensils and plates properly. Remember, do not cross-contaminate. Sure that your hands are clean and do not handle utensils from the serving end of the utensil or the plate where someone will eat off of. That is not sanitary and you will be cited for that. Be aware of sanitation. Clean up after yourself and others too. Always be vigilant in your kitchen. Like I said before, if you have time to stand and chit-chat, you have time to clean. Make sure that it is clean. And these are all things you can do during your inspection too. touching plates or food, always wear gloves. I cannot stress this enough. And do not cross-contaminate. If you handle something, you cannot handle something else without washing your hands first and changing your gloves. You will be cited. Cover, label, date, and place food in its proper place. Nobody wants to eat outdated food. Nobody wants to eat the wrong food. You can waste money, and you can waste your time, and you can waste your staff's precious, precious resources by not doing such things. Last but not least, temperature retention. Always, always, always serve hot food on hot plates and cold food on cold plates. Maintain temperature and you will pass with flying colors. Clean, 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 clean. Oh, you caught me singing. Anyways, we will move on to the next portion of the video. And that has to deal with what you don't do during an inspection. So now that you've taken a look at the poster, you know some things that you should not do, and I will recap them for you now. The first is do not panic. You are a professional. Never, ever, ever let the inspector see you sweat. And if you do sweat, do not sweat in the food or on the utensils. You will not pass if you do that. Always do things the right way. Remember, if you do things the right way, day in and day out, you will never have an issue when it comes to an inspection. Always do things the right way. Oh, and always remember to use common sense. Do not offer unnecessary information. If they don't ask, don't say anything. It is the best way, and you will pass. Oh, now this leads me to remembering what happened the last time. It is imperative that you remember what happened last time and correct the issues if there were any, so you don't have them again. There is nothing more frustrating than having an inspector in your kitchen and you again get cited for the same thing that was wrong the last time they were there. Fix it, remember it, and don't let it happen again. Remember, do not be negative. Do not say things like, today is a bad day, or things are not going right today. That will make the inspector search harder for things. You do not want to put him in a negative frame of mind, because if he's in a negative frame of mind, he's going to go over your kitchen with a fine-tooth comb to make sure your day is even worse. We are not out of the woods yet. The inspection process is very detailed and very thorough. Well, you hope it would be. We want people to eat in a sanitary environment and to work in one too. So, make sure that everything that touches food is clean and that there are not boxes and pans and plates and utensils sitting on the floor or underneath tables or underneath benches or underneath steamers. Clean, clean, clean. This is not something that you can do 1 or 2 days prior to an inspection. It's something that must be done and maintained every day. Here are some other things that I'm sure the inspector is hoping to find. Dirty meat and cheese slicer, dirty food processor, scoops and utensils not in a storage bin, not facing the same way, or utensils that are wet, dirty can opener blades, or dirty mixing bowls. These are all things that will add up against you, and they can turn into citations and serious issues in your kitchen. You must make sure that all of your staff is cleaning all of these things after each use. One of the most important things is to make sure that any surface that food touches, whether it is in the preparation stage or the service stage, is clean. You do not want to cross-contaminate foods. That is a way to make people sick, and a good way to get citations. The final subject that I want to cover with you today is how to keep your hands clean. It is one of the most important things that you need to do. During an inspection, nothing would be more embarrassing than to have your hands riddled with dirt and grime and you go to shake the inspector's hand. Ugh, he would automatically citate you. Remember to moisten your hands with warm water. Wash your hands every time you leave your station and begin working with different products or whenever you leave the kitchen. Step 2. Wash your hands for 20 seconds using lots of soap. Wash your hands 3 times per hour and remember to wash your hands thoroughly each time you change your gloves. A good rule of thumb is to sing happy birthday 3 times to yourself. It is about 20 seconds. Step 3. Be sure to wash in between your fingers and up to your forearms. Get those babies clean. In step 3, rinse your hands thoroughly, dry using a clean, dry paper towel, and be careful not to recontaminate your hands. Capiche?
Chef Wisdom, I commend you thoroughly. This is the cleanest kitchen I have ever set foot in. I've never seen a cleaner kitchen in all of my career. Everything was impeccable today, from the service to your staff's attitude. Nobody asked me unnecessary questions. And it was quick, because I came across no issues at all. I've never seen anything like this. And I thoroughly enjoyed spending some time in your kitchen today. I look forward to coming back and seeing you. And Chef Wisdom, you passed today with flying colors. You're brilliant.
Well, I try my hardest to do the best that I can. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope that possibly someday you could return as a customer of mine and try my cooking. It is magnificent.
Oh, I guarantee I'll be back to see you again, Chef Wisdom.
Well, I think that wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that you are able to take something out of this video that you can implement into your kitchen every day so that no matter when an inspection occurs, you will pass with flying colors like I did today. Like we say in France, until we meet again, or au revoir. Have a good day, my friends, and we will see you in the next video series. Bye-bye.